the drum begin to play, and I ring me bell. Everybody clear the way, I cash in the spell.
All right, the Obeah Calypso musical is happening, kicking off tomorrow, Tuesday, 31st January, inside the Carnival, brought to you by the Malick Folk Performing Company. And this morning, I want to welcome Chairman of the Malick Folk Performing Company, Mr. Leon Roach. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show, yet again.
Yep.
Obeah, this is for me, it's phenomenal to be able to say that we have in a Calypso musical inside the Carnival, inside all the bacchanal and the mayhem. It's lovely to be able to say we have another opportunity to witness something like this. Tell me about the inspiration for it and why we're doing it now.
Well, good morning to listeners of Now, Trinidad and Tobago. Obeah is the first ever Calypso musical to be written in Trinidad and Tobago by the great Norman Fullerton. It was first written in 1986. It won Best Winners almost every category. Best Winners 1986. We performed it in 1987. And 1989 we performed it in the Bahamas. The sold out audiences. We brought it back again in 2014. Ran second with it to the Prime Minister's Best Winners Trophy competition. And we're bringing it back here to the mother of all carnivals.
All right, tell me about it.
Well, it's like a Calypso musical. It tells a story. The Calypsonian is known as the poets of our land.
The griot.
Yeah, right, the poets. And the play started off in a Calypso tent atmosphere. And someone in the tent had this brilliant idea. Why, all these Calypsos tells stories. And if we just take these Calypsos and put it into a story, we could have a calypso-retta, a musical calypso-retta. We have over 75 calypsos used in this productions.
Okay.
That includes dance, that includes the folklore, the Obeah, that is Vizina, which is played by Kimmy Stott Robinson, goes to the Obeah man to get a husband and her daughter a boyfriend. And we transform that story.
1 foot Vizina.
1 foot Vizina.
That's in Vizina, all right.
We transform that story and to tell a story of our folk tales of Trinidad and Tobago, because Malick is synonymous with folk. You don't have a name as Malick Folk Performing Company and not preserve the folk of our times.
All right, so you mentioned Kimmy Stott Robinson as one of the actors. Who else is involved from an acting perspective?
David Barrow.
Ah, boy.
Is one. As you know him. He reminds me a great deal. I know something or two about old-time calypsos, and he reminds me of the Mighty Spoiler. And but he renders these old-time calypsos as if he lived or he came from that time.
Just last night, I actually had the pleasure of seeing him do a live setting. He reminds me more of Relator.
Relator.
He's like a newer version of Relator, where he give you that taste of that vintage and give you the appreciation of it, on a different level.
He moves the characters in terms of the time, because I did some work with him many years ago called Sing the Chorus, and he I saw Spoiler, that year we had the bed bug,
right?
And he rendered those calypsos like he reminded me so much about Spoiler. Even if you look, his costume and his character it reminded me of Spoiler. So you may have a different character because he can actually render calypsos from a Relator as well.
Yeah. All right, so we have David Barrow, we have Kimmy Stott Robinson. Who else?
We have most importantly, I want to also highlight Alisa Jagasa as our musical director.
Yes.
You would have known her from the Parang world, but she's in a different role this time as musical director of a Calypso musical, not a Parang musical.
That means she's a musician.
She's a musician, right? I believe it's the first for her.
Right.
So she's making her debut in this round. We have Louis McWilliam, who was once the head of the theatrical department at
DCFA,
UE.
The Department for
And we have also our dance choreographer, Stashel George, right?
Okay.
Is also part of the cast. And of course we have the Malick Folk Performing Company, which holds different roles. I have Anton Brewster as well. Is also one of the characters in the production. Yeah.
All right, so this is happening from tomorrow, and it's running till
Wednesday.
Thursday or Wednesday?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday. All right. So from the 31st to the 2nd, so 31st of January, which is tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. So you have 3 opportunities to be able to see Obeah, the Calypso musical. What's the cost like?
Just $200.
Serious?
Just $200. The production is about an hour and a half long. Starts at 7:30. Again, $200. Just $200, folks. Come and see this production. I urge you to come and see this production. It's a difference. It's an option in Color Carnival, as you rightfully said. You know, we away from the jam and wine. Correct? Fine. That's all well and good. You know, but
balance is important.
Balance is important.
Yeah.
And you get a chance to really see and listen to and sing along to vintage Calypso.
So is that there's plenty of putting together of old stuff to tell the story, old songs that we put together to be able to tell the story.
We started this production, the late Mighty Duke, said, when he says, what is Calypso?
Right.
And he went on to say in the story, it is a feeling that comes from deep within. Sometimes a tale of joy or one of suffering. It's an editorial in song of the life that we undergo. That is Calypso. That is true Calypso. And in this Calypso, we have a bit of current issues as well. We could, you know, we touch a bit on current issues. We touch on the Obeah songs, I would rather say, I don't like to say Obeah songs, the folktale songs of Calypso, right? And that's how we use that. We use his analogy in what is Calypso, to say it's a feeling that comes from deep within. Because Calypso, over the years, I've sung almost on every topic, both local and international, and therefore they all have a story.
But was it difficult to put together that story? I mean, I know Norman Fulton would have done the writing many moons ago, but is it difficult to say, all right, getting the younger ones in tune with it, with this Calypso that would have been from whenever?
Yeah, that's a good question, because what people don't understand is Calypso is part of folk.
Yeah.
And fortunately for us, a lot of young people when you come into Malick from as little as 3 years old, right, you get in line with the folk, which includes Calypso. So even though, yes, they were remounted to production how many years later, the young people gets a chance to understand these old-time Calypsos. So you get a little generation of Malick that comes up and will for a long time understand the Calypsos of yesteryear. There's nothing wrong with what we have now, but I'm just saying, if you compare the both, it's 2 different generations.
But also, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's very important for Malick to continue doing this work, because the work that you're doing is crucial when it comes to saying, all right, this is what we had. And you know what we have, it's everywhere now, but this is what we had, this is our gold. So let's make sure that we understand it properly and be able to pass it on from generation to generation.
Correct, because it's just kitsch, because kitsch has since passed on.
Right.
But we had a generation that grew, got older, but kitsch would have gone, so that kitchener music from years to year that won so many road marches, they may not have, you know, either studied it or paid attention, but when you were in Malick and we say, what's this playing? This is kitsch, or this is Sparrow, or this was crazy, or this is crazy.
Or Duke,
or
Duke. Seen her, I don't know who she is.
Yeah, who is Duke? You know. So that's the great thing about being a member of Malick. You get to learn the folk, and we include Calypso in folk.
Nice, man. Well, Leon, let me thank you so much for joining us this morning, and congratulations in advance to the Malick Folk Performing Company. Obeah, a Calypso musical. It's on from tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, happening at Queen's Hall. You can get tickets at the box office,
At the box office, or you could call 278-7878. We actually have a little system where we could deliver tickets to your home. 278-7878.
All right, nothing further to say. It starts at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Let's take a quick break and we come back with more inside the Now Morning Show. Stick around.
Specialize in Obeah. My real name is Papa Boy. When the drum begins.